All right, here we are. I mean, this is the one we've been waiting for. It is the big press conference. We spoke to or saw foot. Look at this, by the way, before we go, look at it.
All right, here we are. This is the one we've been waiting for, the big press conference. We're finally looking at the highly anticipated showdown. Just look at this. On June 1st, live on DAZN, it's Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol for all the belts at 175 pounds. Wow, what a sensational matchup. This fight has the boxing world buzzing. Not just that, though there's plenty more excitement coming on DAZN. The Beterbiev versus Bivol fight is heating up as both fighters recently came face-to-face at a press event. Known for his devastating power, Beterbiev could overwhelm Bivol, whose tendency to throw combinations often leaves him vulnerable. If Bivol gets caught by one of Beterbiev's counters, it could spell serious trouble for him. Dmitry Bivol has built his reputation on slick footwork and sharp boxing technique, skills that helped him outclass stars like Canelo Alvarez and Gilberto Ramirez. However, he has yet to face a force quite like IBF, WBC, and WBO title holder Artur Beterbiev, whose knockout power makes him a completely different challenge. Bivol's in-and-out attack strategy may not be enough to withstand the kind of powerful punches Beterbiev brings to the table. Canelo, a natural middleweight, was outsized when he faced Bivol in 2022. Similarly, Gilberto Ramirez appeared sluggish when he fought Bivol in November of the same year. While Bivol's skill set has dazzled fans, some speculate that Beterbiev could expose weaknesses that have gone unnoticed. "When I think of a boxing machine, it's Beterbiev," said boxing analyst Artur Beterbiev on his YouTube channel, discussing the unified light heavyweight champion ahead of the fight against Dmitry Bivol on October 12th. Some thought Callum Smith was going to go to Canada and take the titles from him, but Beterbiev destroyed him. "That's when I knew this guy was the real deal." Then there's Dmitry Bivol. "I think he's poetry in motion," Oladipo continued. "You have someone who breaks you down and someone who is poetry in motion. Bivol doesn't have the standout resumes of Beterbiev, but his victories over Gilberto Ramirez, Canelo Alvarez, and Joe Smith Jr. are noteworthy. His win over Canelo in particular was a statement, showing he could shut down one of boxing's biggest stars. But will Beterbiev's age be a factor? Some believe it could. Will his age affect him at some point? "It will," stated Callum Johnson when speaking to Seconds Out. Will the knee surgery affect him? Beterbiev's recent knee surgery raises questions about his ability to handle a mobile opponent like Bivol. It's not just about Bivol's movement, though. In the clinches, Bivol might put pressure on Beterbiev, testing his knee and strength. A win for Bivol against Beterbiev would skyrocket his fame. It would also set up a potential rematch with Canelo Alvarez, who has expressed interest in a future bout with Bivol. For Canelo, facing Beterbiev is off the table. He sees it as too risky, especially without the added storyline of revenge that a rematch with Bivol could provide. If Bivol wins the 175-pound unification, it's going to be huge, said Chris Mannix on his podcast. He'll have all the belts at 175, and the momentum of coming off a tremendous performance. A victory would elevate Bivol's profile and make a rematch with Canelo a blockbuster event. But if Beterbiev prevails, Canelo will need to explore other options since he has expressed no interest in facing Beterbiev. Meanwhile, Canelo is running out of marketable opponents at 168 pounds. Names like Terence Crawford have been floated, but few believe Crawford would pose a real threat. The bout would be more of a cash-driven event than a serious challenge. It's going to cost $100 million to get Canelo and Crawford in the ring, Mannix speculated. If Bivol loses to Beterbiev, the Crawford fight is the only option left. However, Canelo sees a fight with Crawford as a lose-lose scenario. Even if he wins convincingly, critics will downplay the achievement, pointing out that Crawford had to jump up several weight classes. On the other hand, a loss would only give Crawford a reason to claim a moral victory and receive the biggest payday of his career. It's similar to how Edgar Berlanga, despite losing every round to Canelo, was praised for surviving the full 12 rounds. After Crawford's lackluster showing against Israil Madrimov on August 3rd, many are unsure if the fight with Canelo will ever materialize. Crawford didn't exactly light the world on fire in his last fight, Mannix remarked. If Turki Alalshik, who would sponsor the fight, isn't impressed, he might not be willing to fund it. Reports suggest that Canelo is demanding $150 million for the Crawford fight, a hefty sum that could deter even the wealthiest promoters. Bivol became just the second fighter to defeat Canelo when they fought in 2022. Canelo recently expressed a strong desire to seek redemption by stepping up to 175 pounds to face Bivol again. Right now, there aren't many people left, Canelo admitted. Bivol is one of the guys I'd have my rematch with to add to my legacy. The upcoming Bivol versus Beterbiev fight is not just another bout, it's the potential gateway to future matchups that could reshape the landscape of boxing. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Canelo called it a 50-50 fight, recognizing that Beterbiev is a very tough opponent. While all eyes are on Bivol and Beterbiev, Joshua Buatsi has positioned himself for a shot at the winner. It was for the interim the winner gets the shot, said Buatsi, after his split decision win over Dan Aziz. He knocked Aziz down twice and believes his victory solidifies him as the next contender. As the excitement builds for the fight on October 12th, other champions are offering their perspectives. Alexander Usyk recently voiced his opinion, predicting a win for Bivol due to his good legs and movement. However, Beterbiev boasts an astounding 100% knockout rate, and his sheer power could change the course of the fight. In a recent interview, Roy Jones Jr., a legendary figure in the sport, dismissed the idea that this is a 50-50 fight. No, it's not, said Jones. Beterbiev is older and has been knocked down. Bivol hasn't been down and made Canelo look like nothing. It's more of a 60-40 in favor of Bivol. Blair Cobbs, a welterweight contender, sees it differently. Beterbiev has unbelievable strength, he said. I don't know if Bivol can survive that, but if he can land enough punches and pile up points, it's going to be a very exciting fight. The stakes are high and both fighters have much to prove. Bivol and Beterbiev have established themselves as dominant figures in the light heavyweight division. While Bivol has displayed technical prowess, his knockout ratio is significantly lower than Beterbiev's. This difference raises questions. Can Bivol's skill set hold up against Beterbiev's formidable power? Lyndon Arthur, who has sparred with Beterbiev and fought Bivol, weighed in on the match. Bivol is elite, but he doesn't hit hard enough to keep Beterbiev off, he said. I've sparred with Beterbiev, his punches hurt, even with 16-ounce gloves. Meanwhile, David Benavidez is eyeing the light heavyweight division, where Bivol and Beterbiev hold all the belts. The two were originally scheduled to fight on June 1st, but an injury to Beterbiev delayed their clash. Benavidez, preparing for his light heavyweight debut, thinks Bivol has the edge. Bivol is a great boxer, he said. Beterbiev is older and has had injuries. Canelo Alvarez has made it clear that he wishes to take on Bivol if he wins on October 12th. The rematch would be significant, giving Canelo the chance to not only avenge his previous defeat, but also to achieve the prestigious status of a two-division undisputed champion. But other potential matches loom. Chris Eubank Jr. and Canelo were set for a 2024 bout, but Eubank's focus shifted after his dominant win over Liam Smith. This victory kept Eubank in line for a future clash with Canelo. Better Beterbiev or Benavidez? Canelo was once asked. Beterbiev, he answered without hesitation, recognizing him as the bigger challenge due to his championship status. The October 12th match represents a pivotal moment for both Bivol and Beterbiev. With a win, Bivol could cement his legacy, setting up high-stakes rematches in future showdowns. On the other hand, Beterbiev's victory would solidify his place as the undisputed king of the light heavyweight division.